none of my shit was ready. That's fine. We're not gonna trip over fucking potato chips like that. You know what I'm saying? Welcome. This is the first time in God knows how many years I've done one of these. My anticipation for this stream, hardly anybody will come in, and if anyone does, they might just tell me to go fuck myself and then leave. Those kind of vibes, that's what we got going on right now. That's not the overall plan of this stream. The plan of this stream is for me to talk a bunch of fucking nonsense, and then eventually at the end of it, take the VOD, cut up the little clips into YouTube shorts, and then fucking profit. I mean, that's the main strategy for most of us nowadays, correct? Anyway, the fuck was I? Oh, that actually mirrors it perfectly well. I'm so used to cameras on my phone, and it flips everything, makes it mirrored. It's a bizarre glance of reality. So this is the real deal. So no wonder I look a little weird and misshapen from my own perspective, because I never really see my face like this, because it's flipped in a mirror, and I'm like, that's correct. But no, it isn't. This is, and it upsets me. Okay, so I don't really know what I'm going to be doing or even saying or even talking about. I do know that there's a lot of things in the world that upset me right now, as with a lot of other people in the world. I do have an idea of something I wanted to... God damn it, you fucking piece of shit. Okay. Well, the wildfires, man. That shit has kind of been... Sorry, I'm trying to remember this. It's like I can't talk and type at the same time because I'm thinking of one thing, but it's not lining up. That actually worked. I didn't even know what this fucking password was. Okay, well, I'll take it. Whatever. There we go. 9 years ago, David Bowie died. Fuck, bro. Farewell, Ziggy Stardust, bro. I'm just waiting to get this fucking link sent to me so I can fucking talk about the shit that I wanted to talk about. There's a couple fucking things that have been really irritating me lately. Just when looking at the world as a whole. There's a pretty interesting concept that I subscribe to, and that is how the world works, or at least the structures and the systems that, you know, society has enabled all over the globe, because it all kind of leans back to one notion. No matter where you're at in the world, the idea kind of remains to be the same. The entire purpose of living on this planet with the structures that we have in place have led to one ultimate conclusion. Things are designed so that a great number of people spend their entire lives, all of their energy, all of their efforts, all to funnel and make the lives of a very few people extremely comfortable. It's like, that's like probably like the biggest, most horrifying negative thing that I could think of. And it really does put me into a bizarre mindset, because hey, man, like, you know, you talk to some of the redcoats and they're like, oh, that's liberal wokeness, that's, you know, that's blah, blah, blah. And it's like, for so many, like, years of my life, I felt that way. Now, no, I don't want you guys to take that statement and think that, like, oh, he drank the Kool-Aid, he's a Harris Waltz supporter. No, I actively made fun of those people. Trump voters, too, they both suck. But, you know, obviously one sucks more than the other, so... Anyway, yeah, so it's kind of like this very negative thing, and I don't like thinking it, but it's like I can't help but come to that conclusion. Look at the course of human history. It was a lot more apparent back in the more barbaric days before, the comforts of modern living and technology. So let's take a look at like ancient Russia, man. Not even ancient, just Russia before the fucking czars fell. I mean, it's no wonder why communism came in slowly, especially way back when. Not to mention with rough terrain, this, that, the other, blah, 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 blah. So the Romanovs, they should have abdicated the throne. They should have done some sort of parliamentary thing, give the power of running the country to the people, but, kind of make some sort of arrangement where they kind of end up like the crown in the UK, where they kind of like, hey, we're going to be royal. We'll always be royal. Our family will always be royal. You guys will address us as such. And we'll take some of your tax dollars. We'll hold in some property, some lands in perpetuity so that our family can remain, wealthy. But as far as running the operations of the country and, all that stuff, give it to you guys. And I think that if they would have done that very early on after after Nicholas's dad died and he became in power, that's what Nicholas should have done. He should have fucking saw the direction the wind was blowing with the rest of the world, but they were so fucking far stuck up their ass, wanted nothing to fucking change. Then you come in with Karl Marx and all of his fucking wild ideas, and all that shit seeps over into fucking the now crazy social unrest that's in Russia for multiple years. Then you have World War I that kicks out. The Tsar fucking, and what? That was like a war of families because all of the fucking key players involved in that war were fucking related to each other. Which is why a lot of us feel that World War I of all wars was probably the most absolutely pointless. Because if anything, it was just a bunch of fucking wealthy oligarchs bickering with one another, using people like me and you as cannon fodder to make their fucking point. That's why it is said that World War I was so pointless. Every single war is fucking pointless. The thing with World War I is, you read a fucking history book, you can connect the dots very fucking simply. That shit was very, very in our faces. It was in the faces of all of the masses of how pointless it was because it was just a squabble amongst family members that just so happened to be the heads of states of different nations. War is always pointless, but man, and then after World War I, and then you had and then the Romanovs are still in charge, and people are like, dude, we don't have basic anything, like our lives suck, look at the rest of the world. These people have fucking freedom. I mean, they still had serfdom at this point in time, which meant that people were born to plots of land, and they weren't technically slaves, but they were bound to the land, and meaning that someone like a baron or some sort of lord or whatever the Russian equivalent of it, the person that owned that plot of land essentially de facto owned the person. Oh, they're not slaves, but they're not allowed to leave this plot of land. They must work this plot of land forever, but I'll protect them if anything happens, except for disease or famine or whatever. But if someone comes and tries to poke them with a stick, I'll take care of them. But they're on their own for everything else, and they're not allowed to leave. And people and they wonder why communism fucking was, because, if that's your life, communism looks really fucking good on paper. I mean, obviously in practice, there's not been one example of communism ever fucking working because it very quickly turns into an authoritarian regime where it's either one person or a party. It's always a party. We think that one person has all this fucking power. No. There's a fucking group of people that are helping that motherfucker. He's just the guy at the top of the fucking chain. He's the guy that you see the face of. But all the other people that are enabling this shit and allowing the gears to churn, and because they're all profiting in the same way that he is with their fucking wealth and their power and their influence. So yeah, at the end of the day, it's like, fuck, man, you take one extreme and then you fucking replace it with another and you end up with the exact same fucking thing. And that's why Russia is what it is today. They've been doing pretty good since the fall of the Soviet Union, trying to westernize themselves more, but fuck, man, that's also gone to a disastrous degree because capitalism is running rife and well in Russia, just like it here is in the good old USA. Meaning that, Only a few people truly profit while many other people suffer. Comparatively not having a month. Whatever. I'm not a big fan of the whole I am not a fan of the whole forced redistribution of wealth. I hate that in the sense that, look, man, if you created something, if you did something monumental that a lot of people, utilize, and you can benefit from that, by all means, you have every right to reap the fruits of your labor. Given said that, and this is the part that I'm always like, I need to kind of figure out where I'm actually at on it. I don't like a lot of government red tape, but I do understand that a lot of it is necessary because otherwise, these corporations kind of run rampant. And, I do like to see competition, but the problem is that we allow so many monopolies. It's fucking crazy. And, it gives me such a bitter taste for the future because where are we going from here? Like, this is where we're at right now. Here's the thing that kind of scares me the most. Well, it didn't scare me per se, but it really does upset me, and that's this whole thing with the wildfires. Because we've seen it time and time again and here's the thing, I'm going to say this before I even get to the actual point. Biden's not going to help, Trump's not going to help. Neither of them are. None of them give a fuck, right? Because it doesn't align with what's actually going to benefit them and the people around them. And let me explain. So you had the wildfire thing that happened in Hawaii, right? They didn't get fuck all. The people that were affected, they didn't get fuck all from that. Then you got the people from the hurricanes. Have we actually helped the people from the hurricanes? Absolutely fucking not. We haven't. So, okay, or if we have, it's been such a measly pittance that it's like, what the fuck, man. And then a big portion of this is like, well, what about their home? I'm not talking about individual homes and individual people. I'm talking about entire communities. Okay, we can talk about that. That's where we're gonna go with the whole California wildfire thing. But talking about communities as a whole, what has the government actually done? Enough time has gone by with the Hawaii thing, and let's check it out actually. Because now that I think about it, I don't even fucking know. So if I'm gonna make a point about something, I might as well at least be informed. Because I have my theories, but the rest of it doesn't make sense if I say something incorrect. So, Hawaii wildfire. I'm trying to remember when that was. It was 2003. Sorry, 23. I always just, because I would just say the beginning and the end. Why is this not loading? Yeah, $5.5 billion in damages. It's a lot. See, yeah, this is, the Hawaii thing isn't something I really wanted to even fucking talk about. It was just a branching thing, but now that I bring it up. Oh, the Lahaina fire. I need the aftermath. Those who were directly affected. Well, the people that, all the news reports that are popping up on Google is that the families that were directly affected by the Hawaii fires, even a year later, are still struggling. Fuck. All right. God damn it. It's like, then I have to go down this fucking deep dive to figure out all this shit when I'm trying to lead that into something else. Wow. Okay, so they cleared 98% of the residential lots, allowing property owners to begin the rebuilding process. 42% of commercial lots, allowing the businesses to plan in the future. Okay, so these are all good things. So the rubble has been cleared, but what does that mean for the individual person? I probably actually should come back to this just because this is actually a much better focal point. It's a much better example of what could be indicative moving forward with California. Keep the tab up, keep a pin in it. But yeah, so, all right. So this can lead me into another part of the discussion that I'm having where Mace Valor mentioned you. What's up, dog? Welcome to the program. All right, so you look at the fucking wildfire bullshit in California, right? So one thing that's been interesting is that a lot of insurance companies have been pulling out. They've been canceling policies. And recently, California had to do a fucking thing where they put essentially a moratorium on insurance cancellations. Like, hey, you can't like force people to pay insurance and then the moment that a wildfire breaks out, decide to fucking cancel their shit. Because what is that? That we call that fucking fraud. That is 100% fucking fraud. But what's going to happen from that? It's an insurance company. The government's not going to do anything about it. Government loves insurance companies. So a lot of people like people like me. That's the part of it that upsets me the most, is that I know if my life is kind of structured the way that it is, I'm not the only person in the world. So there's got to be other people that have similar situations, right? So, and the thing that gets me, it's like, what if my insurance company was like, oh shit, there's wildfires out here. Yeah, we got to cancel your policy for whatever. Well, watch out, CEO. Yeah, so we got to, what is it? God damn, my train of thought. What was I saying? God damn it. It's like the littlest thing. Fucking, What was I saying? Fuck. Oh yeah, people like me and you, blah, 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 blah. Unless wildfire breaks out, insurance goes, hey, we want to cancel your shit. Then I'm like, what the fuck? My house burns down. I still owe on the house. The bank's gonna want their money regardless of what fucking happened. So for someone like me in that scenario, I'm going to be fucked. There's nothing that I can do. There's nowhere I can take my family. I don't have savings to fucking afford several months at like a fucking Airbnb or a hotel or whatever, for my family and me. Like it's just not possible because, it used to be back in 2020, I was one of the lucky ones. The way that I was affected by COVID was more of an inconvenience than anything else. If anything, I actually got into a better financial position during COVID. Not because COVID, it was literally just a timing thing. So it was going to happen regardless. But it was just interesting because at that point in time, that's kind of something that made me kind of open my eyes a little more. Because you got to remember, I was still really, really conservative at this time. Economically conservative. And I do lean far more economically conservative. It's just like my eyes are open and I'm thinking that we need a little bit more government involvement to hamper down on some of the corporate greed. But at the same time, your eyes open up over time. You start paying attention to shit. And it's like, yeah, I still hold a lot of those same values, but the government's not going to fucking help because the government's the one's the problem. They're the one that allowed this shit in the fucking first place and continue to fucking allow it. But yeah, so it's like 2020, I was the first time in my adult life I was able to save money each month. And then during the Biden administration, over time, that started going down. And my lifestyle didn't change. My habits didn't change. I didn't suddenly start go and spend more money and buy more frivolous shit. None of that shit happened. I just lived life as normal because I'm a relatively content person. I mean, to me, I won the fucking jackpot. I got a fucking roof over my head. I own this house. I mean, this shit's great. I got my family. I got all the things I need to be happy in life. So I don't really go and my whispering eye is open. Oh yeah. Make sure you get, yeah. But that's the thing, man. It's like, I thought that things were really prosperous, but I knew that things were really hard for a lot of other people because of COVID. That's the first thing that started opening my eyes. When I started benefiting, but noticed that other people around me weren't. And it was because of a very particular situation, and that was COVID-19. And seeing that, I'm like, okay, so the establishment really doesn't give a fuck about us. That if anything, that COVID shed a light on, it was how little the world cares about each other. It's all, it's like, oh, we got to be there for each other and shit, but no. But then a lot of that blame does kind of go back and forth. So people got a lot of stimulus money and didn't use any of that stimulus money to fucking actually take care of their bills. But at the same time, it kind of makes sense because a lot of people were out of work. So even if they did use their stimulus money to pay for bills, that shit would have evaporated very quickly. So it's one of those things where so many people are all put in a very similar position, and the end result for a lot of them is to, hey, we're not going to be working anytime soon. This few $1,000s I got from the government right now, that's going to have to last me a while. I need food. I need to fucking pay for gas. I need to pay for insurance. You know, there's a process to being evicted from a home, but if you don't pay your insurance bill, they'll just fucking drop you the next day. You know what I mean? So all of these factors kind of play into why people make certain decisions to do what they do with their money at that point in time. And the thing is, it's kind of because the systems that we have in place. The systems are designed to where many people put forth energy, effort, time, money, resources, and at the very end, it all funnels back to a very few subset of people that truly actually benefit from all of that. And you got to remember, this is comparative, all right? You compare 8 billion people to 10,000 people, that's a huge disparity. But a lot of the efforts of 8 billion people are going to funnel 10 to 20,000 individuals to truly, truly profit. You know, those are the main characters of the world. Anyway, I'm just fucking rambling at this point. But it's serious though, man. It's like, as much as like I don't want to be that guy and I don't want to come off like in that particular way, when I analyze the world around me and see it for what it really is and see examples of how our government and corporations have kind of like responded to certain particular types of events, it's got me very jaded, to say the least. So, and do I know solutions? I don't know solutions because I think my solutions might be good in my head, but you know, it's a solution that might look good when you write it down on paper, but then when you circle it around a bunch of people, because everything has to be done due to scrutinization, you know. And the same thing, I'm not one of those people that think, oh, billionaires shouldn't exist. No, I think it's fine. You can be a billionaire, but it's very hard to be a billionaire and do so ethically. Let's face facts, man. Like, we know Tim Cook. He knows where this motherfucker knows. Oh yeah, Elon's a fake. That everyone already fucking knew that. Are you fucking kidding me? No. Yeah. Yeah, Elon's a fake gamer. That's also old news, but it's funny and relevant just because of that. What was it, the Path of Exile shit? Yeah, I watched some people break down, and because I don't know anything about that game. And the thing is, a lot of people that simp for Elon, a lot of these people don't play the games that he's playing. So because of that, they have no idea what is good, what is bad. You know, like, oh, I don't know if that's a good strat. I don't know if that's a bad strat. Who knows? Whatever. It's like that. He's saying it's great, so therefore it is because I believe Elon. You know? God, those fucking people, man. And these are the same people that Elon would not give the time of fucking day to. These are the same people that when they buy Teslas because they want to support Elon Musk and then they have an issue, Elon doesn't care about the right to repair. Elon wants to fucking money gouge everybody. So if there's something wrong with your Tesla, no. You have to get it done through Tesla. You can't get it done through just your average fucking mechanic because they want to fucking hold the keys to everything and siphon every dollar that they can from you. Yeah, the people that support Elon are the same people that he routinely likes to fuck over. Those aren't his fan base. Those are his suckers. Anyway, what the fuck was I talking about? I get so easily distracted. Yeah, it was right before the Elon shit. What was I saying? God damn it, dude. I wish there was like a button where I could just go back. Like, I could like go back on the VOD or whatever. Yeah, I don't pay enough attention to Elon to even know who this Adrian person was in the first place. Like, that's the interesting thing. Like, a lot of people, like, when we heard the news, like, okay, like, I didn't know that this was a problem, or I didn't know it was a thing. And the thing is, like, I'm on Twitter as much as the next guy, and Elon posts religiously, like, all the time, and it's like, and it's a lot of it's fucking batshit crazy, and a lot of it's just the same shit, right? It's like whatever, and no matter what, even if you're not following him, you can't help but see him on your For You page because, you know, his fucking ego is so goddamn big. So, you know, and being the owner of Twitter, he just forces himself on the masses. So, and it's like if you have to force yourself to be a part of the public zeitgeist, it's not a really good look, man. But then again, most popular, influential people don't really do things naturally. They kind of have to push the envelope a little bit. And then when we do get someone that's true and genuine and just acting as themselves, we get the fucking wondrous meme coin, the Haktua coin. Yeah. The Haley Welsh thing is funny because the way that it started, just some random person, but then being dropped into the sauce and fucking wide-eyed at all the possibilities. Anyway, not going to get stuck on that shit. But yeah, the Elon thing, I just don't really pay attention to him. You know, I did have a lot of respect for him when I was younger, you know, because, you know, like, and this is before actually going into the type of person he was, just like this guy and the things that he's working on. No, I understand. Like, I know about it now, but when it came out, I had no idea because I don't pay attention to Elon. So usually once something like that happens, then I know about it. But like, apparently for years or whatever, people knew about some Adrian Dittman or whatever. I just never. I don't think Haley Welsh, I don't think is an industry plant. I think that she's quite literally just some random person that said something funny in a video that went viral. And her reception to it at first was like, oh my God, like that, I don't want this video of me on the internet, which was her initial reaction. But then realizing how much money can be made, and then having other people that are in the social media space come in to try to fucking capitalize on what she does. So yeah, I do think that, no, I don't think she was a plant. I think that she was someone that got thrown into this and then didn't do any research, didn't do any due diligence to kind of see the validity of whether or not what she's doing is appropriate or not. Because you got to remember, she's like everybody else. When she looks at online, internet, social media influencer stuff, she sees it just for face value. And like, oh, this is what everyone's doing, so I might as well do it too. So yeah, I do think that she's just really fucking stupid. Not gonna lie, I just think that she is not a very intelligent person, and she's extremely gullible, and she's willing to do whatever, you know, for $1. Like when you see the amount of money that she made off of that crypto scam, not even that, but all just the other money that she made from all of her other stupid ventures trying to fucking siphon this fucking viral moment, you know, just sucking it dry, you know? And that's kind of where we're at. And the reason why she's so popular, I think for a lot of people, it's like when one person sees something and our eyes are glued, and another person sees it and they're like, whatever. But then they look at us and we're watching it and they're like, wait a minute, maybe there's something good to this. So then you have tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of people that are all staring at something and they're like, wow, this is crazy. What is this? Look at this. That's crazy. Everyone else is watching it. I'll watch it too. That's the Haley Welsh effect. It's that one person pays attention, another person pays attention to the person paying attention, not really sure why, but fuck it, we ball. God damn it. Thanks. I was going to talk more about the wildfires. I finally got the website, but just a matter of time. Well, here's the thing, though. If she's smart, she's not going to have to. It's the thing. Like, she's not a bad-looking girl, but she's definitely not someone that would, to me, she's not a head-turner. You know what I'm saying? Like, if she was she's basic. What else you want me to say? Like, there's like a million other girls that look like her, exactly like her, within 100 miles of wherever she's at. Like, she's basic, dude. So those types of girls, it's the personality, right? But the personality that she's exhibiting, once again, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of girls that look just like her exhibit the exact same fucking personality. So it's like, what is special about this person? It's just the viral moment. That's it. It all boils down to the one viral moment, which is why everything that she's done leads back to that viral moment. That's what makes her perfect. She's got I don't know what G&D means. No, but yeah, I don't think that she's going to make an OnlyFans. If she's like smart at all, like let's say that this whole crypto thing, like let's say somehow she faces, what's Gucci with it? Let's say Gooter's going to eat her up on, no, but here's why could she? It's a very real possibility, but here's why I think that someone in her position, if she gets past this, she shouldn't have to even worry about. Like, she's already a multimillionaire because of this rug pull, plus all the fucking weird licensing, brand deals, all the fucking money that she's gotten from getting funds. just from licensing like her stupid shit, whatever. Like she already has fucking money, okay? And so she's good. If she doesn't get in any legal trouble or criminal trouble with all of this fucking meme coin shit and she just rides off into the sunset, bro, she could literally just say, fuck social media, I'm set for life, take a portion of her money, make sure it's dedicated and hard saved. Well, no, you don't. Well, yeah, I'm not a finance guy, but she should invest a nice, decent chunk of her money in a safe, long-term investment. She should set herself up for the future. And then basically, like, hey, man, like, I have all these millions of dollars. I could comfortably live off, let's say, 10 grand a month for my baser needs, even 5 grand a month. I'm set for fucking life. Compared to many other people, people could work their entire lives and not even see anywhere near $1 million, but she has it right now. And she could set herself up to have a wonderful fucking prosperous future. But because of her lack of intelligence, I do think that there's a good chance that a lot of that money she'll blow through. Because people online are not happy with her. People online, like, people made fun of her before, but it's different now because you're just making fun of someone for being who they are. And that's something that you can brush off. She's being made fun of now for being a fucking criminal. She's being made fun of now for being a horrible human being. So, yeah, she's probably not going to be able to come back to the internet. I mean, but then again, look at the world that we live in. There are so many times people do fucked up shit like this and they eventually fucking come crawling back. Cody Co, he was one that was a big deal. For that particular Cody Co, which not someone I follow, but just hearing the news of it, he hasn't posted fucking anything since all of that stuff.
All right, welcome back to That's Cringe Today.
Tana Mongoose or whatever her fucking name is. Yeah, he hasn't uploaded anything. He kind of disappeared from the internet the moment that shit went out. And I think that he knows that he just cannot come back because of all the scrutiny. But then again, we've seen other people that have done similar stuff not even bother to leave. It's fucking crazy, man. Let's move that back. Girl next door. Low Pop Lick. Hi, I don't know if you're still here, but welcome to the program. Talk to us. Say hi. Fucking make me less alone than I really fucking am. Oh, speaking of which, I should probably she gravitated to the wrong people and it permanently fucked her public image. Well, yeah, but the thing is like, here's the thing. I have more sympathy for someone like Haley Welsh than I do for a lot of other people that kind of do this shit. And that's because it's like, oh, you pity her because she's stupid. It's like, I'm not trying to do that. I'm being real, man. Like, anyone in the world is stupid when I have information that you don't have and you act without knowing certain information. Of course I can call you stupid. And the thing is, like you said, she surrounded herself with people that told her all the right things. She ignored any of the fucking warning signs. She didn't do any due diligence on her own part. And that's kind of like what got her into the situation that she's been in. So yeah, I do have a lot of sympathy for her. Just because I can understand that, being young, being uninformed, being in that type of situation, but at the same time, you're an adult, so you got to kind of make your own decisions. And so I'd love to be fuck yeah, dude. Fuck yeah. But the thing is, like, ultimately, it's like not so much for me, it's like the money. I've been watching since 2015. I had a different channel. Had Joseph H. Nice. Oh, no, I've still been around. So let me give I'm going to shill myself really quick. So yeah, I did not know what the fuck to do with my channel for the longest time. And so that's why my channel was always a little bit kind of random. And then when, I decided to make an audiobook for one of my novels, it did very, very well. And so I'm like, why am I doing this stupid random shit, right? The live stream element I like because I can just do random stuff because it's not really going to stay on my channel. Like there will be the VOD, but that's not the focal point for the channel. That's not why I want people to click on the channel. The stream is just for me to fucking talk, and because I don't have friends in real life. But that's why I have you guys. So because of that, my YouTube channel itself, it's meant for audiobooks, things pertaining to my books, and video essays. My video essays that I have out right now, I really like them. I think they're really good, but they didn't get a lot of traction. So I have scripts done for other ones, but I haven't bothered making videos of them because the video portion takes time. And then the audio recording, all that jazz. So it's like, do I want to fucking waste hours and days making these videos, or do I want to just write? So I just kind of focus on the writing, and then whenever the writing's done and the writing's perfected, then I'll upload the audiobook. So I have 3 audiobooks for 3 of my novels. One's a short story, the other... So 2 of them are related. The Shelter and Reset are related. Demon in a Bottle is its own thing. But I think Demon in the Bottle personally is the best thing I've ever written. So, but anyway, that's kind of the state of the channel. When are you going to make the movie? Probably never going to happen because I don't have the means or the ability to be able to do something like that. Nor am I even that high profile of a writer. More people know me from my work on my audiobooks than people that have actually read the books. And that's because, you know, it's a dying format, but I took hold of YouTube being able to be free for people to watch, and yeah, I get a little ad revenue on it. That's great, but I want people to hear my stories. And for the first time, for being a creative person, I had people actually give me feedback. It's crazy. I had friends, family that I would want to give like rough drafts, like, hey, tell me what you think, and they just couldn't be fucked with it. It's like, oh, when you're done with it, it's like, part of the creative process is getting feedback, man. Getting feedback. No, if Shelter were ever being made into a movie, I would want Austin Emilio to play as Scott. When I wrote the book, he was the one that was in my head to make the face, you know, because you got to like, you know, when you're writing, you got to like visualize, right? So Austin Emilio, that's who I pictured when I was writing Shelter. He's the guy that played as Dwight in The Walking Dead. Ignore the fucking prosthetic of his face being all fucked up. But yeah, so Joseph, I remember you. But yeah, it's kind of like where I'm at. Ideally I would like to do like I've tried with YouTube over the years, and I've tried to see what works, and at the end of the day, it's like I want my channel to have content that I am proud of. And that's kind of why I've gotten to the point where I'm not really doing these stupid... Like, I come up with video ideas all the time. Like, I still want to do it, and it's still fun. But, like, it's like, what am I going to do? I'm going to just populate my channel with a bunch of random videos that, yeah, I might have fun talking about, but in the grand scheme, am I actually really even contributing anything? Or am I just making a video where I echo... opinions and thoughts and vantage points that I've already heard before. So, and the best thing that I can do for creativity and originality is my books. And that's where the main focus of that is. And as this live stream, fuck, man. Hi. That's what we're doing. It's just, we're just hanging out. Like, you know, and you know, I've kind of been on the topic of the whole economy thing and kind of how sad it is that this is the kind of world that we live in. And I sit here nice and comfortable, but I'm starting to struggle. And it's like, and I've kind of known this for a while. It's like, I'm not the only person in the world. And if I'm feeling it, I know that there are other people that are feeling it. And I know that there are people even worse off than me that are feeling it even more. And it's kind of, that's like the big wake-up call that I'm getting. It's that I'm removing the self from a lot of my perspectives. You know, because if I just keep putting myself there, I need to check out the audiobook, man. Yeah, so, I'll just chit-chat about it for like 2 seconds because, like, at least give me that. Because, hold on. None of this shit's fucking done yet. Like I said, this stream's not set up to be a stream. It's just here. Whatever. So here's my stupid channel. Oh, fuck me. Here we go. So, hey, there I am right there. So Demon in a Bottle, baby. Hey, yo, check it out. How about this? If this sounds like a good idea to you, let me know. I'll start Demon in a Bottle. I'll let it play for like a minute or two, let you get like a taste of it. and then, little preview. And then if you like it, definitely go and check it out. Of any of the books that I've written, Demon in the Bottle for me is probably one of my personal it's one of my personal favorites because of just how different it is from anything I've ever written. And I feel like I've actually done a really good job. So much I actually printed the damn thing out, and I'm going to bind it into an actual book. But this is not the same as my others because this is an illustrated variation of Demon in the Bottle. So I always like to do something different, something fun, something that really stretches the bounds of what I can do creatively. And yeah, so I don't know. I think out of everything I've worked on, I'm really, really proud of this. So okay, we'll play a tiny bit of Demon in a Bottle, and then we'll move on over. I was watching Atrioc.
Hunt.
Oh shit! I need to. God damn it.
Hunt, you're one lucky guy.
Hold on. I forgot my headphones are fucking off. All right, and then... All right, let's see if this shit even works.
Demon in a Bottle by Mace Valor. Links to my audiobooks, Shelter, and The Reset can be found in the description down below.
Within moments, Frank's heart shifted from a frantic pounding to an unsettling stillness. It was the most agonizing state of relaxation he had ever experienced. Nearly bursting from his chest, the motionless mass ceased its prime directive. Finally, the pain of existence was over. He tried to open his eyes, but they remained shut, as if seared by an invisible, intense light. There he lay in the driver's seat, unable to move, speak, or taste. He knew his mouth was dry. But in place where he expected a coarse texture of sandpaper coating his tongue was a smooth numbness that signaled the removal of his sensation of touch.
All right, really quick. This is a quick intermission. Also, this is my own content, so this isn't React content. It is React content to my own content. It's still React content. I'll be right back. But this is my own content, so no one bitch. I gotta make more coffee.
Wetness, and discernible textures all faded into a bland sense of uncertain pressures where physical contact proved as ineffective as the eyes of the blind. Is this what death is like? Frank wondered, his thoughts becoming a faint echo reflecting his lost senses. Death is painless, a voice hissed in his right ear. It's what comes after that will make you wish to be alive again. Taken aback at the reply, Frank gave a furrowed brow, his eyes pinching tight as a stinging hit his temples. A soft static of white noise grew in his ears as his hearing returned, accompanied by the pain in his chest. Rather than respond to the materialized voice, Frank's thoughts turned to the half-empty beer bottle resting in his lap. A cool drink would quench his dried taste buds. All that would remain was getting his vision back. Thirsty, are we? The voice grew deeper with a slight rasp. Frank's dehydrated, cracked lips harshly leaked the words, "Why? Can't I see?" "Oh, Francis, trust me when I say you really don't want to see where you are right now." Then who are you?" "I am one called Barfazol, someone with too much on their agenda to elaborate into irrelevant details. And before you ask, yes, you are indeed dead. At least you should be." These cryptic words begged more questions than answers. "What? Then how can I—" Barfazol grunted before interrupting. "Please save any quandaries for your manifestation. We don't have the time. All that matters is that we reach a bargain, here and now, no matter how inconvenient it may be in your current state." "A deal?" The white noise turned to an inharmonious, howling wind. "What is it? Would you like to sell your soul?" "Sell my soul? What is this, some Bloody Mary shit?" "Oh, Francis, let's not start this transaction off on an insulting foot." Barfazol made several audible clicks. "I will temporarily save you from utter damnation, and, in exchange, all I ask for is 10,000 souls." Frank's hand clutched his thumping chest. "How do you expect me to agree to anything if I can't even see you?" With a wide smile and a flick of slender fingers, Barfazol gave a snap. "Remember, I warned you." All of Frank's senses returned in a flash, restoring the grim facets of reality in all their mundane absurdity. The acrid stench from the car seats tingled his nose as the pressure splitting his skull mounted. He was alive, for better or worse. After experiencing the sensational absence that accompanied death, Frank established a newfound appreciation for living, even if it was just added misery. Of course, his gratefulness only lasted until his vision returned an uninviting, narrow focus. Beyond the grimy dust and debris littering the cracked windshield was a vast grey shoreline. Frank's eyes narrowed against the relentless onslaught of fog, a sinister pale vapor that transformed the landscape into an uncharted realm foreign to his imagination. He was sure of one thing. The desolate back-country road, he remembered, was nowhere to be found. The car sat on a hill near a dark sea that faded away as the fog concealed the horizon. The deep blues of the water formed a salty foam as each wave crest broke just before beating the sand. Dark figures raced along the beach, chasing a long, tattered banner without ever reaching it. The waves crashed where the sea met the land, pushing several figures down as they strayed too close, an assurance that their tiresome labor would be ever more. Unable to take his eyes off the foolish masquerade, Frank muttered, "If I'm dead, then where did I go?" "Well, perhaps I have time to elaborate on that sticky part of your situation." Barfazol gave 3 raspy clicks as he claimed a cigar from Frank's glove box.
Where's the pause?
Beyond the...
All right. Want. I'm back. Got my coffee. Oh, fuck me. What'd you guys say? Don't see him say... Eyelids of the blind, you'll see the venom tears your spine, reminded me of Iron Maiden lyrics. Nice. Oh, my God. I'm really glad that at least you enjoyed. I'm assuming that you enjoyed it. Whatever. Demon in a Bottle is very different from anything else that I've ever written. 3 raspy clits. So that ultimately, like, the reason why it's like such a bitter thing for me is because if you look at so Demon in a Bottle got 283 views. Yay. But then if you look at technically this is broke. There was another one. There should be another 14,000 added to this because originally I uploaded Shelter and then everyone fucking hated it. I don't want to go into all my sensitive shit, but people hated it, and all I did was re-upload it, and I took out the prologue, and then people loved it, and I don't know, but because I changed the thumbnail, it made it so I can't get ads on this video. So once I no longer get ads on this video, the viewership dropped. But the reset still keeps getting views because it still has ads. But between the two, I would say content-wise, the reset's probably more deserving of that than Shelter, but whatever. But you could see, like, you know, I did really good on these audiobooks, and I don't know, like, there could be a number of different fucking reasons. Are you serious? Oh my God. There could be a number of different reasons why, like, this whole thing panned out. SEO optimization, click-through rates, all these different fucking things. Like, and I'm aware of this. Like, I'm aware that, yeah, there's multiple reasons for why this number could be what it is. But it's just really heartbreaking when I know that the content of this story outweighs the other two I have combined. So it's just one of those rough things. So... yeah, I appreciate it. This is really interesting. I'll definitely listen to the whole thing later. Thank you. Yeah. And like I said, Demon in a Bottle, like, I love it so much. I went so far as it to be the first one I would do the illustrated stuff on. It's like every single page is, you know, is very well crafted, all this shit. And, you know, the reset was a popular title. I could see why it got more. Yeah, so that's the other thing too. Now that you mention it, I'll pull it back up. So the demon in the bottle thing, I went through a lot of different titles for it, like different like YouTube SEO optimization things to give it a fair chance, right? Fall into all the traps. This is eventually the one that I landed on, and I try to keep it like with these ones. The reset is it's not one cohesive story. It's a bunch of independent short stories that are tangentially related to one another. So when you go from the beginning to the end, you kind of see like how everything lines up. And a lot of those stories actually harken back into Shelter itself, because it's a prequel. The reset's a prequel, but I didn't want to like set it up with the same characters. So what the reset does is it shows you essentially the greater world that our characters are in, and it doesn't specifically focus on the characters themselves. It introduces new characters that you won't see until later on in the series, but it's nice to see their perspective, because it just lets you know like how the world was able to fall so easily. But yeah, that's kind of where a lot of that stuff is at. Yeah, the SEO optimizations, like, it's really rough. I mean, the kind of idea that I tried to go with was title of the book and then the genre, basically. And I felt like that really worked for the reset. It also helped work for Shelter. The cool thing about Shelter is a lot of people came from Shelter because they listened to the reset. I did the reset first. Even though I wrote the reset second, I did the reset first because that was part of the marketing push when I released the actual book. I did hardcovers. I did these things called death letters, where if you listen to the audiobook of the reset, or you actually read the physical book, the death letters kind of are this very important thing in the story for these characters. And if you pre-ordered the reset, you got all of the death letters, because only 2 of the death letters are actually in the book. The other 15 people on the planet have access to those, and no one's ever opened them. Titles and thumbnails matter a ton. Absolutely, I agree, which is why in all of the testing that I did, this was the thumbnail combination with the title and the description. This was the one that did the best. 283 views was the most I can get. For the longest time, I'd upload Demon in a Bottle, it'd get maybe 5 views, 6 views, 10 views. It was doing terribly. But so out of all the testing, this was the absolute best that I could get. Do I think it's the best that it could be? Absolutely not. I do not think that at all. I do think it could be immensely better. But yeah, it's another interesting thing too about putting my own audiobooks out there. I guess people on YouTube are really used to, when they read audiobooks on YouTube, the channel that's hosting the audiobook is not the person that actually wrote the book. So an interesting thing with the comments I've gotten on Shelter Part 1 and on the reset is that I'll have people that like are very like open and brash about their opinion on the story or whatever. And, they'll say some not nice things. But because I'm the author, I look at that as feedback and I just take it for what it is. And then they get fucking surprised. Like, oh, shit. Oh, I didn't know that you were the guy that wrote the book. And that's because most of YouTube is stealing other people's content and just throwing it up for fucking ad revenue. So people become surprised when it's like, oh, wait, you're the actual guy that wrote this? Oh, no shit. Yeah, and I've never been like a YouTube guy as far as getting the stuff out. I just like, as a creative, I just want my shit to be seen. That's kind of where I'm at. It's like, if my shit can get seen and it can get a fair shot and I can, take some feedback from people that see it, kind of grow from it, that'll be great. And the money is the cherry on top of the cake, right? It's not the main driving force, because if you're good, eventually the money will come. Focus on fucking honing your craft. Which is why the next big thing I've been wrapping up with, or at least attempting to, is going back and doing yet more edits and revisions to Shelter Part 2, which this is just a small portion of. But notes and shit, highlights, days, like all these errors, things I gotta change, things I'm adding, things I'm removing. It's like, and that's taken a lot of my attention the last few days. But yeah, it's enough about me. I think I've gone on for like 20-30 minutes now about how awesome I am in my channel and all the fucking shit that I'm doing. When did people start saying cake instead of Sunday? That confuses the hell out of me. Not sure what you mean by that. So I would like when did people start saying cake setup? I would like to have some royalty-free music in the background, but historically, any royalty-free music I've tried eventually down the road no longer becomes royalty-free, and then the VODs get fucking like warnings and shit. So I do want to get back into streaming just because I can just sit here and talk, just so I could like. Because, like, there's this thing that'll happen where I'll go inside and hang out with Ash, and then I just unload stuff because it's stuff that I've been thinking about, things I want to talk about, but I don't have anyone to talk about. The cherry on the cake versus the cherry on the sundae. I've always heard it as cherry on the cake. It logically makes sense to be cherry on the sundae, but phonetically, cherry on the cake just rolls off the tongue easier. So I think that's probably why the change has been there. Like, I'm familiar with cherry on the sundae because it sounds more appropriate, because who the fuck puts a cherry on top of a cake? It's just for decoration. The cherry on top of the sundae, that's part of what makes a sundae a sundae. So yeah, I understand that one makes more sense realistically, where the other one just sounds better. There's a lot of weird things. Like, I wish I had examples for it, but there's a lot of things in the English language that are like that, where things sound better. Gotta stop fucking around with my food. But yeah, so that's kind of what 2025 is all about. Is all about getting my health in order and actually getting projects done. So 3 projects. I'm hoping for 3 projects this year. So that could be any number of things. I know that Shelter Part 2, getting that finished, edited, published out there, and then the audiobook done. That is all one. Shit. Do I have to scroll? What's up with this? I made some music in the past, like some ambient instrumental music too. I don't know what kind of music you're looking for. I think the best music, at least for me, would be like some lo-fi shit. It's just mellow, ambient, in the background, so that when you're quiet, like little something in the background, you know what I mean? I'll probably get around to it. Like I said, like today I kind of was like, hey, I want to get back into, well, I thought about this for a while, but today I was like, fuck it, I want to get back into streaming. All right, I want to get myself out there. Other soundtrack is pretty fair game. Jazzix doesn't really care. Good to know. So I think what I'm going to do is I do want to set a lot of things up for success and to just kind of make this a little bit more fun for me. Because I just love interacting with people. I love shooting the shit. I love talking about the crazy state of the world because, like, I mean, is it just me or is anyone else feeling the economy? Because there's so many times where it's like, man, it just feels like me. And then you look online and you're like, no, it's not just me. But then you look at the news and the news is like, no, it's just you. And it's like, is it? It's like, it's so hard to believe the news anymore because the news is bought and paid for by the establishment, because news companies are seen as any other type of companies that are traded on the fucking stock market. So because of that, and these are companies that can be bought and paid for. And the moment you can buy and pay for journalism integrity, you no longer have journalism integrity because there's money involved. And because there's money involved and there's people that kind of dictate one thing or the other, yeah, it kind of makes sense. Which part makes sense? All this shit that I'm talking about, in my last job and still had a hard time. I'll admit, man, there have been times where I've come into money when I was younger and I just floundered it. Because especially when I was younger, I was so stuck into looking at the moment, and that's why, like, as I've gotten older, I guess I've become more frugal, but I guess I don't know if it's the frugal thing. I think I've become more content with what I have as I've gotten older. Because when you're younger, you want the new flashy thing all the time. And then now you get older and it's like you just don't care anymore. I don't want to be a part of the fucking race, man. Who cares about the newest, flashiest phone? Who cares about the newest, nicest car? Who gives a fuck? Does my shit work? Does it get from A to B? Does my phone ring? Can I send text messages on it and occasionally watch porn? Yes? Then I'm fucking fine. Like, and it's like, trying to instill that into my kids is also very difficult because I have a 15-year-old that is terrible with money. and my 8-year-old is actually good with money. So I don't know. One I'll have a hard time with, one I'll have an easy time with, and then as far as the youngest one, we'll see when he gets older. The thing is too is like a lot of people are feeling it, even people that are in really, because you got to think about it, right? You get a high paying job, that opens up a lot of avenues for people, right? So you make over $100,000 just on your own, dude, you got a shit ton of money. You could have a lot of fun with it. So you do things within your means at $100K, right? So let's say you fucking get a mortgage, you buy a house, whatever, and you're able to put money aside. Maybe you invest a tiny little bit of it. You go out and do fun things with your friends. Hey, I make over $100,000 a year. My credit's okay. I can afford this monthly payment on this nice truck, right? And it's fine. But then 2 years go down the road, everything else has increased in price. Your pay hasn't gone up, but your lifestyles remain the same. What the fuck? Red face, heart shape. Oh, that not work. What's up with that? So that's why it's like when I like criticize the wealthy for, it's not the wealthy people that are wealthier than me. The people that I truly find are truly deserving of criticism is like the crazy wealthy. Not just the crazy wealthy, but also the crazy famous. So when all those fires went out, right, Khloe Kardashian decided to put out a thing talking about, firefighters and first responders need, they need protein. So, they were hoping, like, she had a neighbor that was going to do a Costco run and get a bunch of chicken and donate it to the fucking... I'm like, okay, so many things wrong with this in the beginning, but I understand your heart's in the right spot. And then after I read the post about like urging people to donate so that her neighbor can go pick up chicken, and I'm thinking, hold on. How much money do you have? How much influence do you have? And it's like, are these people required to? Absolutely not. They're not. But like, because that's the part of the conversation people want to get hung up on. It's like, oh, you don't want her to say anything? You don't want her to help? It's like, no, it's tone deaf because of who it's coming from. If I were to say some shit like that, that would be fair, fine, and normal. Hey, I'm some guy that lives in this community. Me and my neighbor were talking. Let's see if we can rally some people together and make some donations to help these people. From that frame of reference, it's very acceptable and it's heartwarming and endearing. But coming out of the face of a Kardashian where they have more money than entire cities will ever see in their fucking cities worth of people will ever see in their fucking lifetime, that's the part where it gets fucking really like, it feels very inappropriate. It's like, yeah, talk about donations. That's a great thing. But coming out of your mouth, that's not the right place. When you have so much money and you're part of the wheels that are turning that make this an issue for the rest of us, we don't want to hear you talk about charity. When you have that kind of influence, wealth, fame, fucking funds in your fucking bank account, and then you want to fucking pull on our heartstrings that we should be the ones that donate when we're already the ones suffering. When we're already the ones that can barely make ends meet. When we're the ones that can't even afford the groceries for our fucking selves. But you feel like, for someone of your means, feels like it's appropriate to fucking make that suggestion to the rest of us. That's kind of where I'm like, fuck this shit, dude. I don't know, like, and it's like, when I say it out loud, it makes me feel like I'm one of those fucking, down with the corporations, blah, 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 redistribute the wealth, let's go socialism and communism. No, I don't believe in any of those fucking things. As I said before, I still kind of push myself, like, I'm conservative leaning on most things. Most things economically. I just feel like, let's fucking cut the bullshit and fucking face facts, man. The world is fucking broken. It's broken, dude. Yeah. Damn, I've been streaming for an hour. That's fucking crazy, dude. I haven't done this in so long. It's nice just like vocalizing the weird shit in my head. Oh, basically. Yeah, here's the thing. I don't donate to charity and I don't tip. If I'm going to donate anything to a charitable organization, it's going to be my time. It's not going to be money. Like, I'll do nice things. But I don't trust what they'll do with my money. Because let's say facts. I'm a hardcore liberal. I can't stand woke because I don't like woke shit. But at the same time, I understand why, to a particular degree, it might be necessary, to kind of elevate voices that aren't being heard. And why do I feel that? Because I'm on the lower rung of the middle class. I own a home. Bam, full stop. Doesn't matter the poverty level that I'm in. The fact that I own a home, that's more than enough, right? So there, I'm part of the middle class. And I was going somewhere with this. I feel like my voice isn't being heard. The people that are on my rung of the economic ladder, I feel that our voices are not being heard. And I know that the people below us, they're not being heard. There's a housing crisis. There's people that can't afford anywhere to fucking live. There are people that have no choice but to couch surf or live with relatives, even though they make good money, because it's just too fucking expensive. Their voices aren't being fucking heard. My voices aren't being fucking heard. It's like, unless you're like above me, the government doesn't care about you. Companies don't care about you. They only care about siphoning what they can out of you. And why do I feel this way? And that's based upon observations of the world that I live in. I am a participation in the systems that society has created, and I feel it's fucking broken. But I feel that my opinion, my words fall on deaf ears. And I know that if I am feeling that, there are many, many other people that are feeling the exact same way. I bit right into a bruise. That's no fun. Oh! Hey, foibles, guess what I did last night? It took me fucking forever. But I finally fucking did it. You're a quarter black, so you're getting some DEI benefit. I ain't getting shit out of that. No one cares about my grandfather that fucking abandoned my biological mother when she was born. I get no extra points for that. I beat AC6. Did it. All the missions. I have to go back and obviously do the S ranks. Beat your goob. Beat fucking all mine. Dude, the thing is, that last battle, it's like, it's hard, but it isn't. And it's like, there's like 3 phases. There's phase 1, then there's three phases with all mine. There's the first one, the second one, and the third one. I can do the first one fucking easy. I can do the second one, once again, easy. But back to back with no checkpoint, you out of your fucking mind. Good God, that shit's fucking hard. Like, there's like, fuck, man. It's mainly because the very first fight in that mission, all mine's not even the fucking problem. Like, his attacks are telegraphed so much that you can dodge him fucking easily. Like, you can see his little charge beam from the fucking other side of the fucking map. It's a non-issue. The problem is all the other little guys, because all the other little guys are constantly making your ACS go off. So it's like, fuck, that's the biggest headache, is that I'm spending so many fucking health packs because I'm constantly in the red. Anyway, I finished it. I took care of it. I did a spray and pray. I did the Gatling guns with the bomb, and I fucking handled it. But it got to the point where I kept losing ammo. I kept fucking losing ammo with my Gatling against all mine. So I'd be in the very last part of the fight, and then my fucking gats would go out. Then all I can do is punch, kick, and then whatever rockets I have left. And he's just, or she's all over the fucking map at that point. So I need to rely on some sort of sustained impact. It's time to get them logs. Yes, it is. But I do got some cool new toys to throw on NordVPN. I think I'm actually going to probably be able to make NordVPN viable while maintaining the whole protection thing. Still working on it. We'll see. What was the other fucking thing I was going to... Damn it, my fucking brain sucks, dude. What the hell was I talking about? Yeah, anyway, so what I ended up doing with the fight is I brute forced it. I just tanky as fuck. Just first fight, go in, just don't ignore everyone else, focus solely on All Might. Took care of it. Second phase comes in, and then I just go through. And I had just enough like I was almost out of my gats by the time he died. And that's because I did not waste any of my ammo on anything other than All Mine. Because if I waste my ammo on any of these little guys just to fucking like get a little bit of breathing room, because if I focus on that first match, taking out the little guys and then killing All Mine, by the time the next phase comes through, I'm gonna run out of my gats. So. Also, your delay is like 30 seconds. That's wild. Once again, I haven't gone in and made any adjustments on anything. I just kind of set up the streaming stuff to kind of go, and then I'll get around to it. I'll tool around with it as I have fun with it. First and foremost, I just want to kind of get back in the sauce, you know? And because it's, like, let's be real, I'm surprised even fucking you are here. So because of that, it's like a non-issue. If I had actually, like, decent people in here, obviously... At that point, I need to make some better adjustments. But for the first time back, proof of concept, kind of getting back in the swing of things, I'm liking where it's at. So I'll take it for what it is. Didn't have anything prepped. Like I did have some ideas of things I wanted to talk about, like wildfires. There's some AI shit. But for a lot of these things I talk about, I kind of need to have tabs open to where I can do a quick reference. Because like I said, my brain just sucks. I get distracted so easily if I get off of what I'm talking about. And of course I'm here. The fuck? No. Not like photos and foibles don't care. They're not gonna come in and say hi to me. No, that not like a self-deprecating thing. Kind of like it's like I wasn't just really expecting it. But yes, of course you're here. That's true. What the hell am I talking about? It's like, I don't know if I'm too negative, too cynical, but like a lot of these things I'm talking about, I feel like it's a hard reality. It's a rough truth. I mean, you can't fucking tell me that Tim Cook isn't aware that the fucking cobalt that they're getting for their iPhones is mined through slave labor. This guy fucking knows this 100%. All of these fuckers know this shit. And, you know, they just turn a blind eye to it. And that's the part where it comes to people with excessive wealth. It's the unethicalness of it. You know, I don't care how you try to loophole it and shit. The moment you find out that your wealth is tied towards the suffering of others, at that point in time, you need to fucking make adjustments. It's like, oh, well, I really like all these profits. All right, we'll address it if it comes up. But just keep an eye on it, make sure no one finds out. It's like that's the thing that sickens me. No such thing as clean energy. I mean, clean energy in the sense that there's like 100% zero drawbacks to it. No, there isn't. Everything has some sort of cost. I still am a huge supporter of nuclear energy, but everyone freaks out because of, you know, Chernobyl, 3 Mile Island, Fukushima, and it's like, no one wants to take a few seconds to kind of go in and understand why a lot of these things happen. And even said, since then, the technology is like increased a lot. And, you know, the safeguards are a lot more refined than they used to be. I don't know. I'm a big advocate for nuclear energy. If we would have like enforced nuclear energy like back in the like 70s, 60s, 80s, like if we would have like, you know, slowly progressed with it and actually like put funding towards it, made sure that these things were safe, and, you know, making sure that, you know, just insanely crazy due diligence on all this shit, right? If we would have done that back then, we would have been in a very different world now. Support petrol. Oh, God. See, the thing with our energy needs is that there's a really high emphasis in utilizing new resources as opposed to the reuse of old material. So like EV batteries, for example, right? You can recycle them. The individual components, the molecules, the atoms that make up the very vital portions of it can be reused. But it's extremely costly. So because of that, it just makes more sense to just keep mining the new shit. That's one of our... Apple stuck. Yeah, and it's just like, fuck, bro. It's like I'm sitting here and reflecting and just thinking, and it's like everything sucks. Everything's doom and gloom. It's like there's caveats to everything. It really is. And the way that we make batteries for like a lot of electric vehicles and stuff, it's pretty harmful shit. Like the lithium that we need to get, the cobalt, like the rare earth metals that are in these things. First off, these are finite resources on our planet, right? So eventually, we're going to run out. I'm not saying that we don't have an abundance, but like an abundance only goes so far. I don't know. Ignore me. I'm fucking talking on my ass now. What's this? Verizon wants me to get VIX Premium. It's the largest Spanish language streaming service. I barely speak English. Yeah, I mean that's kind of the sad reality, man. It's like the powers that be are, the wealthiest people in the world, and then the governments of the world. They're focusing on the here, they're focusing on the now, and they're focusing on what can benefit them. And because that's kind of the direction with everything, how do we respond? How do we respond as citizens on the planet with them? We don't have the influence, we don't have the power, we don't have the control. And the people that do have influence, that can actually say something, what the fuck do? Absolutely nothing. What do celebrities do? They just fucking say nice things to fucking make themselves look good, but they don't practice what they preach. Fucking, you got fuckers like Taylor Swift that want to talk about the environment, but she fucking flies her fucking private jet so often, it's like her carbon footprint is enormous. But somehow the individual people are to blame. Oh no, you can't blame celebrities that do that stuff. We're going to blame you for driving your car around town. And it's like, that's kind of like where it's really sad, is that, rules for thee but not for me kind of mentality when you look at like, the establishment versus the rest of us. I need to do stuff today. I need to do productive stuff today. So you see this closet? Not this closet. I used to stream in a closet. Long time ago. Not anymore. But this garage. There are parts of it that I really desperately need to pick up. And that's because there are boxes inside the house that I need to bring out here. So hopefully I can make that happen. I don't know. Because I am notoriously lazy and I procrastinate every fucking chance I get. I should be actually cleaning up all this shit, organizing this crap over here, putting it in proper boxes, setting it up in such a way so it doesn't look like a fucking dumpster fire in here, and then I could take the fucking boxes from upstairs and bring them back down here and finish cleaning the fucking house. But instead, hey, I want to live stream today. That's a really good idea. I'll make a lot of new friends. Oh, hi, Foibles, someone I've known for almost a decade. What's up, bud? It's like, this is where I'm at in life. We'll do anything we can except for... I will do anything I can except for actually get something fucking done. And I've said this to the missus, and I'll say this out loud. Like, I wish I could just take half of the stuff in this garage and just literally throw it in the trash. But we can't, so. I just don't like being around clutter. And it's like there's so often I go through like my own stuff, and I try to get rid of anything I haven't used in a long time because it's just taking up space, and it creates clutter. And then naturally I'm a messy person. Like, I just leave fucking things like game night tomorrow, by the way, Loftline. That would be fun. Yeah, I was about to say, oh man, can I stream it? But then I'm thinking, as much as I think that would be fun, that would probably ultimately be a bad idea. So, yeah, God damn it. Yeah, game night. Definitely, for sure, man. That sounds like fun. Da 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 da. I haven't changed shit about my. Not to mention with rough terrain, this, that, the other, blah, 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 blah. You know, so the Romanovs, they should have abdicated the throne. Wow, bro. Where's the live at? Oh, fuck. Yeah, this shit's all fucked up. Restream was supposed to fix this, but it didn't. You fuck. Update all titles. Update all titles. Why did you fucking make the title that? Oh my god. Yeah, I gotta fix a lot of this shit. Okay. Yeah, the Twitch element of doing this, I obviously screwed into the ground. So, whatever. See, hi there, how can we help? No. Weird. Just gotta lay off. I don't give a fuck if you stream or not. Just gotta lay off the gamer words. Yeah, unfortunately, it's kind of true. I don't know. We'll see how the crew feels about it. I could go either way. It's just that if I do the streaming thing, I probably should do it regularly. I don't know. We'll see. Like I said, it's a non-issue, so I don't even know why I'm even making a big deal of it. Fuck. I really gotta look at this Twitch shit. How did I fuck that up so badly? I don't know. The integration, I guess, is really kind of fucked with. I was doing Restream, man. Restream. It's a great. I haven't used it in so long. I don't really. Every time I come back to Twitch, I'm like, I don't know how to work this. Challenge in your. Wow, there's a lot. I mean, they're always adding stuff. I mean, at least they're doing something. That's cool. Oh yeah, I haven't touched with this shit in forever. Where is all this stuff under? Okay. How do I settings? Stream? Okay. That's not how I'm trying to figure out how I just change things on Twitch. Like, I just don't, because it's already streaming, but I have no idea where to go to like change the title or streaming tool. No, that's just like plugins. Stream manager, okay. Alright. So I guess with this I'm gonna have to do it. Oh my god. How do I even work this fucking thing? It says it's offline. I don't know what the fuck is up with this. I don't know. I'll have to. Okay. No. Just. Okay, so it's going off of English, yeah. I'm just trying to add tags. What's this one? I don't know. Whatever. Whatever. There. Done. I think that probably will be better. All right, we're gonna try that again. Oh, and then fuck, dude. Why isn't? Oh god. And apparently the YouTube one's fucked too. I just realized. Okay. See, this is what I'm talking about. I just willy-nilly went and did it. Studio. Kapow! Long time. Welcome to the program. We've been talking for well over like an hour and a half now about a bunch of stuff, and I just realized a lot of my stream settings are dog shit, let's just say. So I'm trying to fix all of that because this is the first tiptoe back into streaming the way that I did years ago. If I could just figure, because I'm just streaming through OBS, so I don't really know how. Okay, it's just been a while since I've done this, so I don't really remember everything is. And then what was the other one? Copy. Yeah, so it has this thing where you can like automatically put in the titles and stuff. Stream needs to be 4 hours. Well, I should have started a lot sooner. Ideally, if I can do this correctly, my stream setup. Let's say I were to stream 4 hours, right? It would have to be in the morning. Like that's how it would have to. That's how my stream setup would have to be with how my schedule is with my family and stuff. That would have to be early in the morning. So I'd probably have to start streaming at 6 a.m., which would mean I'd have to wake up at like 5. My God. Okay, let's save it and then kind of go from there. Dude, bro, what's up? It's been a long time. How's HVAC treating you? Well, I mean, you're looking at it. It's actually been pretty nice. Yeah, the main focus for me, I already talked about this before, so I'm not going to really go into it again, but, you know, my books have kind of always been the main thing, and that's kind of what the channel turned into. So I really only put my video essays or my audiobooks up, which those are there, but I doubt you'd be interested, but that's okay. It's different niches for different people. We're all interested in different things, so it's whatever. But yeah, so my writing and all the creative fun stuff, like this is my newest novel. This is Demon in a Bottle. This is the illustrated version that's printed out. This is one of the many projects I'm working on to complete this year. So like this one over here is I want to get Shelter Part 2 finalized and published with the audiobook. I can consider that all one project. Because I already finished most of Demon in the Bottle last year, the last part of it is getting the physical book. That's another project. And then there's the third project, which will be the wild card for whatever I decide to do this year. But that's kind of where I've been at. So that's how retirement's going. That's, all of that and then hanging out with the fam, But yeah, so it's been a long time. I know I haven't been doing this for a while. And that's just kind of the nature of the beast, what was most important in my life, kind of, I was obsessed with, the writing and all that stuff, and then just normal life stuff with family and shit. But I think what Foible said is a very good thing. See, my thing is my sleep schedule's been fucked. Ideally, I think that's a great idea. Stream from 6 a.m. up until 10. I probably wouldn't be able to have the headphones on because I need to be able to hear the volume of my own voice. I don't know. I'll figure fucking something out. But the walls are thin. Like the master bathroom's on the other side of that wall, And on the other side of that wall is the master bedroom. So 6 a.m. the missus is still asleep. So, but I think that'll be good for me. Like not even just like the streaming element. I think that having something dedicated for me to wake up at that time will kind of force me in other elements of my day-to-day life to kind of, circle back and reinforce that. I originally followed you for TaskRabbit. Oh, yes, very long ago. I became a stationary engineer for Kaiser Hospital. Life's been great. Hope wife is still getting her Diet Coke. All day, every day. Actually, I'm so glad that you said that. I'll be right back. I want to show you something funny. Yeah, ignore the nasty chair. The chair's in the garage. The suede likes to melt in the summer, so that's why the chair's there. It is gross, but, I'm broke, so what are we going to do about it? Let's check this shit out. All of these receipts from McDonald's, this stack of receipts, this is all of the Diet Cokes that I have bought since New Year's 2025. And the goal is to hold on to this stack until the end of the year to see exactly how much fucking money we wasted on getting her Diet Coke, because that is something that she desperately needs. That's not the strategy. I just want to see. I want a physical example. I've had these conversations with her a lot. It's like, let's just get Diet Cokes here, but I prefer the fountain drinks. I know, but we could save a tremendous amount of money if we just have Diet Cokes at home. Anyway, get the studio mic and jack your headphones into it. That is actually a really good idea, but I'm working with just this. So here's the thing, man, and this is kind of like how I've always operated. I just work with what I got, and I'm content with what I have. And if fucking money comes through and I can actually elevate my shit, cool. Otherwise, you guys are fucking stuck with this. But yes, that is a very good strategy to monitor my own levels, because I'm fucking loud, and this shit, like, I feel like I'm being louder than necessary, but it's like this weird thing where I think I'm being too quiet if I can't hear myself. So here's the plan. I don't know when I'm going to start doing this, but at some point I will. I like that stream thing mainly because it gives me something fun that I can do, but it prioritizes that I have to make lifestyle adjustments to make that happen. Namely my sleep schedule's been completely fucked. So I think by having something like that, it'll help my sleep schedule in the long run. So I do think that's actually a really fucking good idea. But yeah, let's go back to talk about TaskRabbit real quick, man. Are you still doing TaskRabbit? Have you done TaskRabbit? Or do you like TaskRabbit? And then lastly, how much money have you made from the class action lawsuits from TaskRabbit and IKEA? Because I've made at least over $1,000 over the last few years. 2022, I think, as I got the check for that. I got a check from IKEA because they lost in the class action lawsuit because they were fucking stealing money from the people that do the jobs, people like me. And so they calculated it back to, they back owed me like over $2,000, but because it went through the court system, the lawyers got that money. So it was money that they rightfully withheld from paying people like me. But because it went through the courts and it was part of a settlement, the way that they issued those funds, it's like, yeah, so here's your portion of your $2,000 after the lawyers took their cuts. So it was like $300, right? But I had to pay taxes on the full amount. That's the world we live in. Isn't that wonderful? Isn't that fucking wonderful, man? And the thing is, I don't mind IKEA furniture. It's not the best furniture in the world, but I would like it even more if it were 20% cheaper. If IKEA furniture were 20% cheaper, I would probably praise it as some of the best furniture in the world for being the price to the quality. I don't think the IKEA stuff is like terrible, but let's face facts. It's not the best quality in the world. You know, it's going to chip. It's going to get damaged. It's going to fucking bend and break apart. It's all fucking made with fucking particle board. TaskRabbit people blew up on TikTok. People showing the day in the life. Miss those sweaty hot days in the SUV and the Ranger videos. Yeah, I could see how it blew up on TikTok. Like, so here's the thing, man. When I was doing a lot of the TaskRabbit stuff, shit, I left a lot of fucking opportunities on the table because, you know, like the social media side of the things that I was doing, I could have, you know, done really good with. But there's two things with that. One, I fucking absolutely hate filming in public because I hate it when other people do it, and it makes me uncomfortable to be one that does it. Which is why it was always hard. There's only a couple of videos I actually made of me going to job sites because I was just too nervous, you know. Amazon Flex, I had a lot of videos of me doing package deliveries. I kind of wish I would have done more. The ultimate problem was at the time, even though like I had a cheap little Chinese knockoff GoPro action camera that I used for some of those videos, but ultimately I had nothing to edit on. I was doing all that editing on my phone, which was the cheapest fucking Android phone you can get from Metro PCS at the time. So like, even though like I had ideas and like I was, you know, at that, I think it would have been really good if I would have just stuck with it, even though it would have been a chore. But ultimately, back then, I was working all the time. And if I wasn't like doing an Amazon job, I was doing DoorDash. And if I wasn't doing DoorDash, I was trying to go do something else. Like I was basically, if I was awake, I was working. So whenever I took time to make those videos, because I didn't have like a computer set up and I did everything from my phone and, you know, dragging, dropping files, all this shit, like it worked, but it was so time intensive to make one fucking video. So I eventually just stopped. But I do, yeah. It's hard to get an Amazon Flex here. Yeah, so I know out here in Vegas, they introduced Amazon Fleet. So Amazon Flex is still a thing, but because of the fleet system, not so much. So you'll still get the random people that'll drop stuff off, but by and large, it's the Amazon Fleet program. And remember I made a video about that. That's essentially that's Amazon's way of basically trying to deliver your package in-house, but offloading a lot of the financial responsibility. Because what they would do is they would license out, they would franchise out this Amazon thing, and the way the contracts were is you are entirely beholden to Amazon. You basically had to deliver packages according to their rate and all this stuff, and the agreements were fixed. You couldn't deliver anything else. You couldn't then subsidize your own franchise by then doing independent contractors. The people that you hired had to be full-time employees. You had to pay them benefits. Like the Amazon Fleet program is very designed to screw over the person that owns the franchise while benefiting Amazon because they offload most of their financial responsibilities for deliveries on the fleet people. And I have had a lot of issues because, and that's just Amazon as a whole, man. Fuck, like the way they treat their drivers is absurd. And it's like, I understand. And why is that though? Why is that? It's like, let's fucking, like, everyone wants to fucking blame Amazon, which we can 100% because they're enabling this shit. But who's the one that's kind of fucking all up in arms making that a deal in the first place? Me and you. People that want our fucking 2-day delivery. And if we don't get our shit right fucking now, we bitch, moan, and complain. Only paying $15 an hour. They're always hiring. Yeah, dude, that's because like the people that run these franchises, it's like someone that runs a franchise of McDonald's. You think they're making a lot of money. Oh, you own a franchise of McDonald's. Look how much money you're making. Fuck no, those guys are fucking, I mean, depending upon the situation, they could really screw over their employees and make it a really bad work environment to maximize profits so that they can get as much as they possibly can. Yeah, sure, that definitely does happen. But fuck, man, a lot of these franchise guys, like, there's a lot of money that goes in and out that they don't really get to hold themselves. Because when you're the franchise owner, you're the business owner. Most business owners pay themselves last. That's how it should be. The problem is when you have, especially like smaller businesses or whatever, that want to pay the owner first and then divvy out where all the other money goes. It's like, fuck. God, I'm bouncing between so many different things, trying to stay on topic, but Jesus. You know, it's just a really weird world that we live in, you know? Obviously, there's shit fucked up, there's shit wrong, but nothing's gonna change. Like, I'm not the biggest fan of unions. Personally, having grown up, my dad was in the union and for heavy construction, Local 12 out in California. But this shit, one of the few things I have left of my dad, and this is his old Union stickered fucking hard hat. But and they would always like pester him for donations to certain political parties and this, that, and the other, and always like every time there was an election cycle, my mom and dad would get into an argument because my mom was more conservative and my dad was more progressive, and my dad basically fucking listened to everything the fucking Union said. And the thing is, it's kind of hard because I grew up and financially my family we weren't well off, but we were better than what I am now, if that makes sense. Like we were able to save up and go on family vacations, stuff like that, but we lived in a mobile home. You know, my family, like, we made decent money, but we lived slightly below our means, that way that my parents could, because that's how it had to work, because my dad worked for the union and my mom owned her own drywall company. So you never know when shit's gonna go tits up. You never know if there's gonna be some fucked up strike, and you never know if hey, no one just needs drywall work done for 4 or 5 months. So anyway. Oh, shit. Thoughts on Luigi, Guy, and Trump winning, also TikTok getting banned. I have a lot of opinions on these. See, during the election cycle, I was excited for RFK. I wanted, like, that was the guy I was going to vote for. Didn't think he would win, but, like, by and large, like, that's who I was throwing my hat in the ring for. That's who I was going to support. 74, dude. Very nice. And the fucking, the benefits were great, too. That Cobra insurance is wonderful. I never really had issues with healthcare growing up, and that's mainly thanks to my dad being in the union in California. So, yeah, the medical coverage we got was actually really good. But, yeah, let's start with the election, and then I'll get on to the other stuff. So, the election. I was not happy this is leading up. I'll get to the big crescendo at the end. But yeah, I just was I've been very disillusionized with the state of our government for a long time. And this was even back when Trump was in office. And I really liked Trump as president the first time around. But he lost all respect for me with January 6th. He was a giant fucking baby. As a leader, I just have no respect for him. And, this is the guy that's supposed to be the commander-in-chief of the military, but he's acting like a fucking little bitch, crying because he lost. Look, man, here, I know so many people are to go up in arms, election interference, this, that, and the other. What about fucking Russia? What about the Dems cheating? Look, it doesn't fucking matter at the end of the day. What matters is that was the end result. He fucking lost, and he took it like a fucking baby. I have no respect for someone that reacts like that to fucking losing, okay? I understand it's probably the biggest thing in the world that someone could lose. Well, I think there's bigger things, like losing a relationship, losing a child, losing a loved one. Those I can understand people turning into giant babies for losing those things in their lives. But losing a spot in office, I mean, look at Elon. Elon has had way more influence on the world than a single president. You're a billionaire. Figure it out, you'll be fine. It's like the president's not the end-all, be-all thing to be in the world, okay? Maybe it was when we were kids, we would have strived to be something like that. But in the modern day and age, you're a puppet just like everybody else. So shut the fuck up and fucking take the L like a champ. Anyway, moving forward. So the election cycle did not want Biden back, but I didn't want Trump because, I mean, after him being a fucking baby, I just lost all fucking respect for him. And, anyway, so eventually Biden drops out. Fucking shocker. And then they go for Harris. And the fact that they chose Harris, that led me to, all right, we need Trump. It's like, 4 more years of Biden, yeah, shit would have been bad. But the guy's clearly off his fucking rocker and isn't fucking, like, there. He could barely string a coherent fucking string of sentences together, let alone fucking act as president, right? He's a puppet, right? Very, very clearly a fucking puppet. But then seeing Harris, and it's like, all right, so 4 more years of the same administration, but with someone that's a little bit more, I don't want to compliment her too much, but with someone who's more aware of their current surroundings or whatever, because they're not so mentally fucked from decades of fucking existence. Yeah, okay, that's probably a bad idea because she's gonna want to fucking go and like. And Harris is fucking far left as you can get. And the thing is, never once in any of her election shit did she ever fucking say what her plan was. But then again, Trump does the same thing. That's a politician thing. So to criticize her for that, all of them do it. So I have to fucking throw shades both sides, right? But ultimately with Harris, it's like, how fucking stupid do you think we are? We see all the issues with this fucking immigration. We see all the issues with the economy. You know, we see the huge wealth disparity within communities. Like, for example, someone like me, 4 years ago, I was doing good. Nothing in my financial situation has changed. Nothing in my spending has changed. The prices of everything has gone up. My insurance premiums have gone up. It got so bad that the only way we could realistically keep within our budget is I had to sell my car. Get rid of. I owned it outright, but the insurance on it that was constantly going up, despite me maintaining myself as a good driver, it was to the point where it's like, no issues on my record. I'm a good driver, no accidents. Why is my rates going up? And eventually, it's like I can't keep spending hundreds of dollars on insurance for a car. We'll get rid of that one when we still have the other one. It's like, if I'm in this position, I know other fucking people are. Okay? And that's like a simple headache compared to what other people actually have to fucking go through. Okay? So I whine, bitch, and complain while I still sit from the comfort of my own garage where there's other people contemplating where the fuck they're gonna sleep tonight. And they fucking act like we don't fucking see this shit. They act like we're fucking blind. They act like we can't fucking feel it. I know. It's fucking nuts, man. And it's like, where are we, man? And the thing that's hard too with food, because food is something that's very difficult. Like, cause we like to eat somewhat healthy. Yeah, like we'll eat some shit food every now and then, but for the most part, I do a lot of cooking at home. I pretty much cook dinner almost every night. And it gets really hard when I want to be able to cook something that's good, that's healthy, and something that we're all going to grub down and like. But do I want to spend all that money for the real good food, or do I just get the prepackaged quick stuff that is loads cheaper, but it's way worse for my fucking body? Oh, yeah, you mean D's Nuts? Yeah, real original. Welcome to the program. Anyway, yeah, so that's the one thing with RFK that I actually really did like, was his stance on, on food and, basically telling the FDA, like, hey, fucking actually do your goddamn job for once. But, he then endorsed Trump, and then that kind of fucking pissed me off, just because, it's like I felt like it feels like you're rallying for this person, and then they quit and they join the enemy. I didn't look at Trump as the enemy, but like in the race for the president, it's like you have all these different people and they're all racing to win one thing, so they're all technically enemies with each other. I'm not saying fundamentally ideologically an enemy, but yeah, Joe, what's up? Welcome to the program. How are you doing? What do you want to talk about? Yeah, so I ultimately did vote for Trump for a third fucking time, and I was not fucking happy about it, but I knew it needed to be done because Harris Waltz, who in their right fucking mind, man? Who in their right fucking mind, bro? So anyway, so yeah, now we're looking at Trump, but it's like the forecast is already there. They're like, yeah, some things are going to get better. Like some elements of society in the U.S. I feel will definitely improve from a Trump administration, but let's face facts. What really matters? The things that actually affect me in my life, are those things really going to have fundamental changes that make my life better? Absolutely not. No. The things that actually fundamentally affect my life are not going to work. That's one way to look at it. Yes. Absolutely. I do think that is one way to look at it. I kind of focus it more on the money element. So Facebook is like gotten in so much hot water for doing so many stupid, shady things over the years. And a lot of CEOs and leaders of tech companies are kissing the ring to Trump, because now that he's going to be the one in power, it's like, oh, we gotta get on his good side. I honestly don't think it's so much because it's Trump. I think it's because of Elon, because Elon has embedded himself now within our government, by kissing ass to Trump, and then Trump's kissing ass to Elon. So it's like, wait a minute, who's really fucking in charge here? Like, Trump's still in charge, but with the level of influence Elon has over him, it's fucking nuts. And the thing is, of all people to fucking be in charge of government fucking cutbacks, with the Department of Government Efficiency, yeah, some of the things they talk about on Twitter, some of the examples they give of outlandish government fucking wasteful spending do make sense. But are those the things that fucking Elon's really going to go after? No. Like, is he going to go after those things? I do think so. Yeah, he's going to try to make a valiant attempt for the very obvious dog shit wasteful spending. But the number one thing he's going to go after is how is he going to improve his own portfolio? You know what I'm saying? Like, SpaceX has already spent billions of dollars, right, of taxpayer subsidies that could have gone to NASA, but instead they went to a private organization. That fucking pisses me off. It's like... And actually, SpaceX is extremely wasteful with money as well, because when you look at their white paper and you kind of see the mathematics of how a lot of their stuff is done, it could be done for cheaper. A lot of their funds are just willy-nilly spent with fucking insanely high salaries for people that don't really have fundamental jobs that impact the actual rocket itself. If the funding's for the rocket, then how come a lot of this money is being dispersed amongst higher ups? Like, how much is actually being spent on these rockets? Anyway, I'm not... fucking Elon, man. Anyway. And here's the thing. This is coming from someone that used to have a ton of respect for the guy, because when I was younger and all wide-eyed for the fucking future of humanity and all that happy crap, like, I thought that was cool, man. Go to space, go to Mars. This dude's building tunnels in the ground. Oh, fuck, man, he made a flamethrower. But then, like, as I've gotten older and I've actually, like, bothered to actually pay attention to the world around me instead of just looking at it for all the fluff that's out there, I'm like, shit, bro, we're fucking cooked. I'm entering, like, my early onset fucking get off my lawn age. Oh my God. Yeah, so the ultimately the thoughts is it's just what's beneficial, It's what's beneficial. When the Dems were in charge, obviously all the tech companies went left leaning, When the Reds are in charge, they tend to go a little bit more conservative. With Trump, there was a lot of resistance because the voices online were very anti-Trump, but that's not indicative of what people really feel. The loudest voices doesn't mean it's the most voices. Most voices go unheard. Most voices are ignored. The loudest voices, those are the perception of what's important. And I think that's kind of like the biggest problem with a lot of these tech companies is they're just trying to follow suit with whatever the status quo is. So whichever way the compass is turning, that's the way they're going to go. Let's say 8 years from now, fucking shit goes crazy and we're back into the same fucking wokeify everything position that we've been in, right? Guarantee you, if that's the establishment that's in power, the fucking tech companies are going to go right back to doing all that DEI bullshit, just like they fucking did before. None of them are going to look from fucking history. What's up, Willie? How you doing? You think we're getting spied on by Russia with them drones? Fuck, I don't know about shit with them drones, man, because no one fucking wants to say anything. Everyone just has speculation. So, yeah, could we be? There's a chance. But we're already being spied on by China anyway. They don't really fucking... Well, Duran. I can't remember Gary Newman. Oh, wait. Gary Newman. I thought his name was spelt differently. So you mean like... Fuck, don't look at the screen. I don't want them to fucking say it. Gary Newman, he does... You got a friend in me. You got a friend in me. Yeah, Toy Story, Gary Newman, all that shit. Yeah, I've heard some other ones of it. And then Duran Duran. I'm lost in a crowd. I'm lost and I'm hungry like the wolf. Yeah. I can't remember all the words verbatim. Which one would I choose? Duran Duran, I quite literally think I only know that one song of theirs. But I think I could listen to Duran Duran, that Hungry Like the Wolf. I could listen to that on repeat for 24 hours. Not that I would want to, but I could. But if I had to do that with a category of Gary Newman songs, I would eventually go fucking crazy. Still, wonderful musician. He's done a lot of really good scores and stuff, a lot for like movies and television. Good chap. No, here in my car. Duran Duran, I don't understand the question, but yeah. Anyway, I think we're getting spied on by China with the drums. Could be. But they're already fucking spying on us, man. Oh, and then the TikTok thing. What is all this? I got the weird... Hold on. Stop. No, you wouldn't. What do you mean, no, I won't? No, I won't what? Tell me. Also, I just got a really bizarre... Or yes, you will. I have no idea what anyone's talking about. Please specify, because I'm just fucking lost. I just got a message on Instagram, a message request. So this should be good. Usually it's like some sort of spam bot, like, oh, how old are you? Where are you from? Oh, I just moved here. You want to come be my friend? Click this link over here. That's usually the bullshit that comes through for most men. But this one's very interesting because it's kind of topical to what we're talking about. So here's this long thing. I haven't approved or denied it, but let me allow me to read it to you guys because this is interesting. This actually piqued my attention, but it also set off some red flags. So let's hold on. Okay, let me just read it. It's from Stephanie James. I listened to your books on YouTube some time ago, maybe 2 years, and I've been thinking about them. I was curious if you wanted to participate in a writing project we're doing with many authors. It's a choose-your-own-adventure-like series. Each author writes about 23,000 words and gets their own novella, a bio page in front of the book as well as a web page, where you can advertise your books, YouTube channels, socials, etc. Basically, the project where you can hook up to you can hook up to any author's book in the series at any point and take the story in a direction you choose, any genre in your own style. You forget about anything after you hook up. The only rule is you have to keep your story consistent with everything before you hook up. What the fuck is she talking about? I think she's talking about the structure. So that's kind of what it is. So, but it's just written in a way that's really kind of confusing. But choose your own adventure... I've never written a choose your own adventure. And also, if I'm just doing one part of, that's what I'm saying. It sounds like a fucking scam. You said you would argue with any session. You wouldn't argue with the fact that you would argue with anything. Oh, that's what we call a funny title to bring people in. So the premise of that title and how it integrates with the stream. Yes, I will argue with anyone about anything, but that doesn't mean that I have to take a stance. For example, it's not like that high school debate thing, which I was proudly in, where you take this stance, I take this stance, right? And then, because people will do is they'll choose a topic or situation, and they'll choose the side that has the obvious moral high ground, and they'll force me to argue the side that doesn't. That's not what we're doing here. We talk about anything and everything, be it politics, economy, or fucking different brands of fucking cereal of which one's superior. And either we agree on it or we disagree on it, all right? But I'm not going to dictate your position and you're not going to dictate mine. This is about having a conversation. And right now we're having a conversation about this weird dog shit that I was just fucking... Oh, yeah. Hold on. I have to go. Let me finish this up, and the missus needs me. Any genre in your own style, you can put anything after. The site is under construction. Let me know if you might be interested, and you can answer my any questions you have. everything about this screams red flags. Because whenever there's anything that has to do with publishing, it's quite literally just people online that want to just siphon whatever they can from you. So that's something that it sounds good on paper, but because of the nuances of everything connected to it, that's usually something I say no. If anyone ever messages me on any of my socials and it has something to do with publishing, nothing to do about it. Will you argue your position you agree with? Well, I guess at that point it kind of turns into an echo chamber of sorts. You forget that everything before you hook up, it sounds like maybe illegal party drugs, something like that. Stay away. I don't know. Everything, I like the idea, but the way that it's kind of being tied is this whole kind of promotion thing that I don't like. If it were let's say it was some other person like me that writes books online on YouTube, hey, I was wondering if maybe our channels could probably do something cool together where we come up together with some sort of story or whatever, and we do it through our YouTube channels to where oh, you want to choose your own adventure, go to this video, go to that video, oh wait, do you choose to have the character do this, and it takes you to some other person's channel and it evolves a story, something like that. That'd be cool. That'd be something I'd be all right. And that's not something that's tied towards one person having an advantage over another. It's a community collaborative event, something like that I'd be down for. Something where it's hey, this publishing company wants to do this thing. No, because at some point you're going to want my credit card information, so fuck off. Will you argue with the position you agree with? Well, I mean, fuck, man. I like to play devil's advocate sometimes. There are some situations where I do look at the other side of what I would normally agree with. So, but yeah, will I argue with the position I agree with? So that's more of a grandstanding thing, because all I'm doing is trying to reemphasize what I'm talking about. But I try to be somewhat fair, because I know a lot of my own opinions are rife with fucking issues, which is why it's important that we talk about it, because I might feel a particular way about something, but there might, because of my own biases and my own perspectives, there could be things I'm missing out on, which is why it's so important that we talk about things that we even disagree with one another, so long as we maintain the sense of being open-minded to actually kind of learn from certain things. Anyway, like I said, the wifey hit me up. I have to go. I'm sorry. I was hoping to do it. We'll figure this out. We'll figure this out, and we'll make this more consistent so I don't have to just randomly drop. But gotta go.